Today, we are going to make sure this is not the year you give up on yourself, your goals, and quietly label yourself a quitter. Welcome back to Renewed and Radiant. I'm Elsa Martin, functional nutritionist specializing in women's hormones, and I've helped hundreds and hundreds of women shed excess weight, bounce their hormones, and love how they look and feel. Something just passed that most people don't even realize exists. Quitters Week. It typically falls around the second to third week of January. It's the point where the excitement wears off, the results haven't shown up yet, life returns to normal, and that resolution starts to just feel too far away. Studies show that by mid-January, nearly 80% of people have already abandoned their New Year's resolutions. And by February, the number is even higher. Not because people don't want change, but because they underestimated what change actually requires. Quitters Week isn't about laziness. It's about the lack of structure, support, and strategy. And so if you've fallen off or even just slowed down, I want you to know that this episode is not about shame. It's simply about course correction. So first, let's talk about why resolutions die. Most people quit for three simple reasons. They expect fast results instead of sustainable ones. They rely on motivation instead of symptoms, and they try to do it alone. And when one of those cracks, the whole thing collapses. And here's another stat that matters. People who rely on motivation alone are significantly more likely to quit than those who build habits, accountability, and structure. Motivation is emotional, but consistency is mechanical. And January tends to expose that gap fast. And I get it, because for years I set the same goal, lose 30 pounds. Every January, same resolutions, same promise, same determination. And every year, not only did I not lose it, but the number slowly crept up. 30 becoming 40, 40 felt overwhelming, and eventually the goal just felt so far away that it was easier not to look at it at all. And it wasn't because I was lazy. I wasn't ignorant. I knew what to do, but I was stuck in the same old cycle of starting strong, but then quickly losing motivation and feeling discouraged and quietly quitting again. And the worst part wasn't the weight. It was the identity that I was forming. Things like, I'm someone who doesn't follow through, or feeling like I'm someone who always has to start over, or I'm someone who just can't seem to get this right. If that sounds familiar, I want you to hear me clearly. That story is not permanent, but it will repeat if nothing changes. So here's what changed for me. I stopped asking, what's wrong with me? And started asking, what's missing from my approach? Because quitting isn't a personal failure. It is a process failure. No plan for hard days, no accountability when motivation drops, no structure when life gets busy. And when the system breaks, we blame ourselves. Well, that ends today. We're going to get practical. I have 3 non-negotiable steps to make sure you do not feel like a quitter again this year. So number 1 is to shift from outcome goals to standards. Outcome goals sound like lose the excess weight or get in the best shape of my life. But process commitments sound like, but standards with process commitments sound like, I'll hit my protein target every day. I'll exercise at least 3 times per week. I'll plan my meals every Sunday. See, we don't fail because the outcome takes time. We fail because the process isn't protected. This year's the time to stop negotiating your daily actions, and the outcome will take care of itself. So number 1, shift from outcome to standards. Number 2 is to build accountability before you need it. This is critical. People with accountability are far more likely to reach their goals than those going it alone, simply because they don't rely on willpower when things get hard. Accountability removes emotion from our decision making. On the days when you don't feel like showing up, you show up anyways. And that's how change sticks, with support. So number 1 is standards, number 2 is support, and number 3 is strategy. A strategy for when life throws you a curveball, or you take that decadent vacation, or you want to eat out and have celebrations, or simply when motivation and willpower are gone. Here's where most people quit. They miss a workout, or they overeat, or they fall off track, and instead of adjusting, They just abandon the plan. Well, this year, the rule is simple. No quitting, only adjusting. One bad day does not erase your progress. One imperfect week does not define your year, but quitting does. So it's very important to have a plan, a strategy in place, so when these things arise, you adjust and keep going strong. So Quitter's Week has passed, and that's good news because now the crowd has thinned and the noise has quieted somewhat. And the people who keep going are the ones who change. You do not need a new year. You need a strategy. You don't need more motivation. You need structure and support. And you don't need to prove anything to anyone except yourself. And if you're tired of setting the same goals every year like I was, if you're done losing the same weight over and over in your head, and if you don't want to feel like a quitter again this year, then I invite you to join our amazing group of ladies in our Belly Blaster Fresh Start. It is not a quick fix. It is not a motivation burst. It's a structured, supportive system designed for women who are done starting over, who don't need another January. You need a plan that carries you through February, March, and beyond. You are not behind. You are not broken. And it's not too late. Quitter's Week does not get to define you this year, but your next decision does. It's up to you. Let me know in the comments what's your takeaway from today's episode. And if you want more info on our amazing Belly Blaster Fresh Start, message me on Facebook or Instagram so we can make this your year to love how you look and feel and become your best version with standards, support, and strategy. Let's go design a life we love.